Hi, beautiful soul. It's Alana, back to do another timeless reading. I hope you're doing well and this message finds you happy and feeling blessed. We're going to go ahead and get right into the reading. I'm going to be focusing just on tarot, so I have a couple different tarot decks, and we'll just see what message wants to come out today. So we have the King of Water, which is the King of Cups. That was too many cards that flipped over. I feel like, here it is. Five of Earth, which is Five of Pentacles. So we're going to start there. So I'm being drawn to the Five of Pentacles first. So let's talk about this energy for a bit. So the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack. Right? In the traditional tarot, it shows like what looks like homeless people, disheveled people, huddled in the cold outside of a church or a temple with a light on. And the message is that at any time we can choose light, we can choose love, we can come out of the cold, we can come out of the darkness, out of the shadow, and reunite with our divine birthright, which is found in love. Right? And this is agape love. This is divine love. Okay? And so I feel a longing in this energy, like if you look at her, there's just this sense of longing that I feel. So, the King of Cups is a very evolved energy for the divine masculine that is all about understanding how to make love-based decisions by having control over our emotional body, our feelings, okay? Because a lot of times, especially if you're a woman, feelings rule all of it, right? Like we are feeling-based, intuitive beings, women for the most part, okay? Where men tend to be more logical, more reason-oriented. It's just part of our differences and our different giftings and abilities, right? But I feel like with this Five of Pentacles, there is a longing to have the control over the emotional body that the King of Cups represents, right? So inherently, every single human being has both a masculine and feminine energy, and then we have a dominant feminine or masculine energy that may or may not match our physical body, okay? But we have both, and then we have a dominant one. And so when we are on our healing journey, we are asked to heal the woundings around each of those energies, usually presents as the mother wound or the father wound. And then once we have healed those, we learn to integrate at deeper levels the awareness of the masculine side of us versus the feminine side of us. And this language gets hijacked by TikTokers and New Age people and self-professed gurus and the like within the spiritual community to mean things that it just is not meant to mean. And so it's important to make sure that we are going to the blueprint, right? Going to the original source of these energies, which is divine love, okay? When we seek love, we find clarity, and through that clarity, we understand these parts of ourselves. And so there is a longing to embody this energy in a more noticeable way. And maybe, you've had a lot of success embodying the feminine aspect, right? The Queen of Cups, the one who, gives love freely from that intuitive center, and is really driven by the emotions and the feelings, right? Whereas the king is, he takes into account those feelings, right? So the king is the very healthy masculine version. So it's not that he dismisses the emotions or dismisses the feelings in any way, but he doesn't let them rule his decision making. So he can take into account all of the feelings, all the intuitive nudges, all of the emotions around whatever decision is needing to be made, but then he can separate himself from those emotions and allow his heart to be the one to make the decision based on, is this heart-centered? Is this making me more aligned to love? Is this serving love? Or am I unknowingly going down a path of fear? Am I serving fear? Right? And so as we grow in our personal journey, we get many opportunities to learn discernment. Okay. And when I was early on in my spiritual journey, I did not understand this at all. And I would be like, why do I keep having these situations or these experiences where it's just not good, right? I don't understand. And now I do understand. It's an opportunity to learn discernment, okay? The shadow presents in many ways, many forms. It's in all of us. We cannot completely separate ourselves from the shadow. It is a part of us in this physical world. We are called to be masters of the shadow. And so being able to not only witness the shadow within ourselves that can come in very violently even around our feelings and emotions, but we also get to see that mirrored back to us by the experiences of the people around us or the people we just happen to meet or engage with in any given day. Okay, so if we can reframe those annoying, experiences and interactions with people as opportunities to learn and lessons for, having that greater discernment, then we are able to move through life in a way that is less volatile. Okay, and if you hear that pitter-pattering sound, it's just my dogs upstairs because I'm sorry, I choked. Excuse me, goodness. I'm in the basement was what I was trying to say. And so they're just up above me. Okay, so the next card that came out is the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is very regal looking. She is all about that business. She is in tune with nature and the cycles of nature, because the earth, the pentacle energy is all about physical matter. Okay, it's about the physical domain. And so I find it interesting that she comes out as sort of the crowning energy over these two, right? So it's as if there's a longing for more emotional stability, right? Learning to choose and make choices through reason and logic instead of just feeling and emotions, right? And when that is done, there's this Queen of Pentacles energy that sort of emerges out of that, where maybe the emotions have been preventing this energy from fully assimilating. Okay, so maybe you've made some poor decisions. I certainly know I have, that were based on emotions or feelings and were a bit devoid or divorced from logic and reason, even though we may be trying to be heart-centered and choose the heart-centered path. If our emotions are clouding our judgment, then we can be trapped in the emotional body and the mental body and not in the heart center, where we can actually have true discernment and true clarity. So once we figure out this part, right, and we really step into our divine masculine energy of the King of Cups being represented here, the feminine energy of receiving, right, is coming through in the physical world, the physical sector, okay, which means this could be quite literally more money, more resources, more opportunities for income or money to come your way in known or unknown ways. But more so, it's showing that there is a mastery over your physical environment. So this could even be healthier habits, taking care of your home or your kids or your family in a more intentional way. This could be building something, maybe you're building a business or you're building partnerships, you're networking. This is going to present differently for everybody, but the vibration of it is that we first need to step into the masculine energy of reason, okay, when it comes to how we move through life, specifically around our emotions and our feelings. And then through that act, we are able to see clearly and receive the benefits in the physical world of this mastery of the emotional body. And now we're going to switch to another tarot deck. Let's let this message unfold even more. So we had 2 flip out. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords coming out together. So the Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the divine in the physical world. This can quite literally mean money again, but it can be anything that is unexpected or even expected, but hasn't, divine timing has not allowed it to come through yet. But this is showing that it's here, it's on its way, it's ready to manifest. And the Knight of Swords energy is very swift moving. It's very mentally agile. So there's going to be a lot of mental energy about this coming in that I feel like you may have even been aware of and planning around whatever this ace represents for you. And it just shows me that you guys have 100% been doing the inner work, which is necessary, right? To walk that heart-centered path, to allow ourselves to continue to ascend higher and higher in vibration as we tune in and align more and more with the eternal flame of the heart. And then we have the 7 of Cups. So 7 of Cups is the choice card. And there's always opportunities for us. And sometimes we can feel like, shit, like I totally messed this one up. I missed this opportunity. I'm never going to get this chance again. And while that may be true, that exact opportunity is not going to present itself again, I have been alive long enough to know that opportunities that are similar, right, to what you messed up, that are meant for you to experience, will come back around. They just will. It'll be packaged differently, but the frequency of the experience that you are, meant to or wanting to or desiring to go through on some energetic level that's pulling it into you, you will get that opportunity again. So if something has missed you by and you're like, shit, I totally messed that one up, just know that if you keep seeking the heart-centered path and that thing that you missed is aligned for you, then it will reveal itself and show up again. And your work in the meantime is to be ready for that opportunity when it presents itself again, so that you don't make the same mistake again. Because Lord knows, we will keep looping around the same freaking experience over and over and over again and just make the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's honestly maddening. And when you're young, like in your 20s, even into your 30s, you don't really recognize the patterns and loops that you might be stuck in until, they really get in your face about it and you realize, holy shit, like I really need to do some inner work around this because this sucks and I don't want to keep having this same experience, right? And at the end of the day, the greatest gift we have from the divine is our ability to choose how we perceive things, how we react to things, whether we're aligning with love intentionally, directly, purposefully, or we are by default aligned with fear, because it can be only one or the other. It cannot be both. It's never both. It's one or the other, right? And so most of us, myself included, for the first 40 years of my life, was moving through life in default mode in a vibration that was locked into fear, right? So I have personal knowledge of just how intense that can be. But I do know that love is the key, and it will unlock the door to soul liberation. So the next card that came out is the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is a, intense energy, but it's an energy of completion. And it looks like you can even see down here this guy with like this big bag, like this burdensome bag, that he's like crawling on the floor. It's crazy. And like holding this, you know? So what it's really showing is that there are all sorts of bondage and burdens that we carry. Some are our own to carry, and others are the collective energies that we carry, right? But when we are in tune with our higher self, with source, with divine love, we are able to see what is meant for us to carry and what is not, right? And what is there that has been there from childhood or maybe even ancestral karma and trauma that you are here to clear, right? And we get that discernment. Sorry, I got to point out the eyes, right? You get that discernment by aligning with love, because love is the frequency that brings clarity. It brings illumination. It brings just a higher level of awareness around whatever it is you're trying to work through. Okay. So now we're going to switch to the last tarot deck, which is just the normal Rider-Waite, and we're going to see what message wants to come out, and then we'll be done. Oh, we got one flipped over. Oh my God, I totally felt the Sun card in this. I wish I had said something, but that's okay. Look, the Sun card. Happiest card in the deck. The Illuminator, right? The Great Illuminator. Nothing can stay hidden when the sun is shown on, you know, that part of us. It will illuminate the shadows. It will bring clarity into every part of us if we allow it. And you know, when I first got into tarot, I was like, why is there a naked child? Like, what is up with that? That is weird. But the symbolism behind that is that this is our inner child, happy and free, right? And so when we are doing the inner work, we discover that our shadows are often, if not always, you know, inner child wounds that we must uncover and love back into wholeness. And so the sun coming out is really the crowning energy, especially as the only major arcana. The only major arcana came out. So this is like the crowning glory of this whole reading. And what it shows is that you're in a phase of your journey where you are really eyes wide open and you're understanding all of these different attributes that you are embodying bit by bit as you grow in your walk with yourself, in your walk with the divine. And it's allowing you to see everything super, super clearly. So you're going to have a lot of opportunities that are coming in, some that are going to be another opportunity that you missed before. I really feel that, but also new opportunities that you can't even fathom yet, right? And they are coming in or will be coming in, I feel, in almost like a rapid succession once this Ace of Pentacles is here. Okay. And then when that happens, this sun energy, the Great Illuminator, is going to help you alongside this very important King of Cups energy, because there's going to be a lot of emotion around this, right? And I'm not even saying emotion like bad emotion. It can be good emotion too. That can also cloud our judgment. We must have reason. We must have temperance. We must have logic. Even when we are in happy emotional states of being, right? We still need to be in that masculine energy in order to see things clearly and not just be ruled by that emotion or those feelings. So that's what I have for you. I hope it was helpful. If it was, let me know. And until next time, much love.